What's up, internet? Behind me, I've got a 2019 Hyundai Santa Fe Ultimate, just over 55,000 kilometers. This is a fantastic Santa Fe loaded with every feature you could possibly want. Let's go take a look. All right, this is a 19 Santa Fe Ultimate right here from your friends at Clarington Kia. We are going to take you on an exterior and interior tour of this vehicle. We're going to go over the condition of the car as well as the great features that are on this Ultimate Santa Fe with just over 55,000 kilometers. Now, this is a one owner vehicle, no accident history, Carfax verified. We're going to show you that when we get inside the vehicle. But it has got every option on this Santa Fe. Now, underneath the hood, we have a 2-liter turbocharged engine. You're gonna get just over 235 horsepower out of this. It's fantastic for towing, but of course that 2-liter turbo means it's really, really good on fuel. And that's what you want, obviously, when you're buying an SUV. You don't want to keep on going to the gas stations, but the 2-liter turbo really gives you the horsepower, but then the fuel efficiency as well. Now, looking up front, you can see these really nice LED daytime running light design here, and then down below we've got your LED headlights as well as the LED fog lights, so those nice bright crystal clear lights at night to make sure the road is lit up and you're nice and safe. We've got this beautiful front grille here, that nice piano black, and then a nice little grille with that silver contrast down there at the bottom. And then you can see the previous owner put on this genuine Hyundai hood deflector here. Make sure that that hood stays nice and clean, no big rock chips, and it also protects your front windshield too, which is really nice to have and obviously important when you're driving on the highway. Now, coming around to the side, you can see we've got the 19-inch Ultimate alloy wheels on here. Nice, bright design, looking really good. Lots of tire tread left as well on the tires here. Now, let's take a step back, give you a nice side profile shot of the Santa Fe. You can see it's featured in this Scarlet red. It's a beautiful, beautiful paint color. You're gonna see when we get around to the other side what it looks like in the shade, but with the sun on it, really, really highlights that metallic flake. Now, LED turn signals in the mirror. We have a little camera underneath there, which I'll show you why in just a minute. We've got the vent visors over the windows. Normally, that's an indication that maybe somebody was a smoker, but this was a non-smoker vehicle. The inside smells absolutely fantastic. I think they just kind of wanted to make this car unique and make it their own, and they've done a great job of that, obviously. Now, on the driver's side here, I'm not seeing any dings, dents, scratches, anything really that I can point out to you as far as damage, and that's what we're gonna do. You don't need to keep your eyes peeled. I will point it out. It's full disclosure. We like to do this so that way if you're shopping at home, maybe you're out of area, you don't come down here and are disappointed by maybe some damage on the car. It's a used car, it's gonna have it, right? But it's no surprises, and we kind of like that. Now, around the back, we have the LED taillights. Those are looking really sharp. You can see you have the nice reflector down below, and then we have that chrome tipped exhaust pipe here, the 2-liter badging for that turbo engine, and then the nice Santa Fe badge here. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, there's a couple little nicks here on the paint. So right here, looks like they were loading up something and maybe it just kind of fell out of the back of the trunk, but a little touch-up paint will make that really nice and clean. And then down below, I imagine they were towing something, or I'm not really sure, I'm guessing, but there's just a little bit of blemish here in this plastic bumper guard. The nice thing is though, I bet you can buy this piece separately and just put a new piece on here if it really, really bothered you. Doesn't bother me, it's really low down on the bumper, but nonetheless, it is there. And then we've got a trailer hitch installed as well. Now, one of the neat features on the Santa Fe is this trunk is a power trunk, as you would expect on an Ultimate. If the car was off, it's not because I wanted you to see the lights, but if the car was off and you walk up to the door with the key in your pocket, it will automatically open the trunk after you stand there for about 2 seconds. It's called proximity power tailgate or something like that. But it's a nice feature. You don't have to take the key out of your pocket. You don't have to find the button on the tailgate. It'll just pop open for you if you wait at the back tailgate. Now, if you move along, it won't open it up, obviously, because you're just getting in the car. So it's kind of a nice little feature. Now, you can see here we have the WeatherTech front floor liners. We put them in the back here so they stay nice and clean. And then we've got the cargo tray mat as well. Now, underneath, we've got our jack here, our wheel locks, and then underneath all this, there's some more storage under here. Can't see it because it's obviously, oh no. Well, you know what? I'm gonna have to, I lost my list of features I wanted to talk about. I'm gonna have to wing it. All right, let's see how well I know this car. We've got the second row fold down seat option right there. Just push the button, they fold down nice and easy. And then a 12-volt power outlet as well. But let's close this back up and continue our tour around to the passenger side. Now you see it on the dark side of the moon, a little bit of shade back here. And now it really kind of shows off the contrast you see there with all that aluminum trim around the doors, around the windows, even on top of the handles here. We've got that aluminum trim, and then the piano black on the mirrors. Looks really, really sharp. And again, I'm not seeing any dings, dents, scratches that I can really point out here. It's in fantastic shape. Now let's go around to the passenger side. We're gonna go in the back seat, and then we're gonna jump in the front seat so we can show you some of the nice features. And the back seat normally doesn't have a lot to talk about, but in the Santa Fe Ultimate, we've got lots to talk about. We've got reclining rear seats, which you can see here, recline back really nice. We have this beautiful black leather seating, nice perforations on there. We have that center armrest that folds down, and the seats are in fantastic shape. Now you can see over here, check out the detail on the door, right? That Infinity sound system has that nice kind of diamond look on the grille, and it's an absolutely incredible sound system. It's a 12-speaker audio with obviously XM satellite radio, Bluetooth audio streaming. We'll get to that when we get in the front. Down here we've got some USB ports, so maybe you've got the little ones back here, keep the iPads charged up, of course. A little bit of a junk container, and more importantly, we have the vents in the rear to make sure that the back passengers stay a really, really nice, comfortable temperature. But let's say we're getting a little bit cool. Well, we can warm up our butts with the heated seat option as well. So driver and passenger side have heated seats in the rear. Now, let's say you've got little ones back here and you want to make sure that the sun doesn't go and blind them. Look at the difference it makes with the sunshade up or down, right? So if you've got little ones back here, you don't need to go get that little crummy Canadian Tire one, the suction cup on the window. It's already built into the Santa Fe Ultimate, which is really nice. Now, I don't know if you noticed this, and I forgot to point it out because I dropped my list somewhere, but take a look at the panoramic sunroof. That goes all the way to the rear of the vehicle. And then one thing that most people won't ever notice, but this has the premium headliner. So this fabric here is a premium on the Santa Fe Ultimate, and it is just a different color, different texture, gives it a really nice contrast to the vehicle. You really notice it when you take a step in and sit down. Now, taking a step in and sitting down, you're going to be sitting in these amazing leather seats as well. So we've got a power seat with power lumbar support in that beautiful perforated leather. And again, absolutely no odors in this car, non-smoker vehicle. That's important to point out. And those seats, or pardon me, the driver's seat is hooked up to a 2-driver memory system. So your mirrors and your seat will all go to that position. And then when you get out of the vehicle, they actually go back to a neutral position, so you can get in the car a little bit easier if there's a height difference between the different drivers. Now you can see here that detail again for the Infinity sound system. Right, there's a nice little Infinity logo there, and then we've got the stainless steel door plates as well. Now before we hop in, we'll just review a couple of things here. So here are some of the buttons for all of the advanced safety features on the Santa Fe, which I of course forgot to cover because I don't have my list. But let's talk about that. So we have forward emergency braking with pedestrian warning. So what does that mean? Let's say you're driving the Santa Fe, you're changing the radio station, and there's a car in front of you that's slowing down, right? Radar in the front bumper, it predicts that car is slowing down, sees that it is, will warn you with an audible warning. If you don't take any action, it will actually grab the brakes, can bring it to a right to complete stop. So that way, hopefully you avoid a collision in front. And if it's kind of past those parameters, at least it avoids a full speed collision, which is nice. Now we also have our blind spot warning system here, which we can turn off. The blind spot warning will show up in the side view mirror. Let's get a better look at that over here. So right here, you can see that side view. It's gonna light up orange if there's someone in your blind spot. If you go to make a lane change, it's gonna tell you, don't do that. And then we have rear cross traffic alert. So rear cross traffic alert, if you're backing out of a parking spot and let's say there's a car coming from this direction or from this direction, or kids or bikes or whatever, it actually can see that and then it'll warn you in the rear view to say, hey, there's something coming, take a look. Because oftentimes we're so focused on the rear view camera that we don't look left or right, but this will actually light up orange, give you a warning and tell you, hey, there's something coming, something approaching, which is nice. And then we have our adaptive cruise control. Adaptive cruise control, it's fantastic on the highway. You're doing, let's say, 110 in the fast lane. No, I shouldn't be doing 110 in the fast lane. I'm doing 120 in the fast lane. And that's what you'll see in a minute where I'm going, why I'm laughing. Doing 120 in the fast lane on cruise. The car in front of you, no doubt, a Toyota Corolla is doing 85. And you're like, dude, get out of the way. Adaptive cruise will slow down, match the speed of the car in front. Once they move out, it goes back up to your cruising speed. So it's a nice feature to have, very convenient as well. And then we have lane departure warning and lane keeping assist. Those are really nice and simple. You're driving, the Santa Fe sees the lines in front and it keeps you in the lane. And if you start to drift over, it will alert you to be like, hey, maybe you're a little tired or something. Pay attention, you're drifting over those lanes. Those are all part of the advanced safety features available on the Santa Fe. And as you can see here, a lot of them you can turn on or off. We also have the four-wheel drive lock or the all-wheel drive lock button in case there's, a ton of snow on the ground, you want to feel extra secure. You can lock that. You don't need to, but you can if you want to. And then we have the power tailgate there. Now moving forward, we got on the steering wheel a leather heated steering wheel. All right, you can see the heated steering wheel button there. We've got our cruise control, volume control, Bluetooth controls all on the steering wheel, as well as the controls for this fantastic digital display here. You can see if I flip through some of the options, it gives us our average fuel economy, it gives us trip computers, it gives us the digital readout for your speedometer, and then you've got a couple different options. So we got the compass, and then we've got our all-wheel drive system, lane departure. It's all kind of right here, and it's all available by a touch of the button on the steering wheel here. So that's some amazing kind of customization you can have there with the Santa Fe. We can flip these back to auto now that I've kind of showed you the headlights. And now let's take a look at our infotainment system. So up front here, we've got this really nice, beautiful color display. It's touchscreen, but we also have the buttons around the side too. Some people don't love touchscreen. That's why they put the buttons. We still have a manual volume control as well. You can see here, we've on a split screen view when it's kind of on the home setting. You can tap here, loads up the full navigation system. If we hit home, it goes back. We've got the radio system over here. And then if we go to, where are we? AM, FM, Sirius satellite radio, as well as Bluetooth audio streaming. So if you've got digital music on your phone, but of course, come on, this is like 2019. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay are on board. You plug your phone in, this entire screen changes. It is now allowing you access to your mobile apps. Most importantly, you can reply back to text messages using your voice, just dictating your message and hit send. What does that do? It avoids a $615 fine, 3 demerit points, and a 2-day license suspension. And you don't want to ask me how I know that. That is a real big time ticket that you can avoid with using Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So please do that and keep the road safe. Keep the phone out of your hands. And then we've got a couple other different cool settings here on the basically settings screen, but you can see it acts kind of just like an iPad. You can swipe right, swipe left. We've got our map button, favorites buttons. Everything's, again, tactile buttons or touchscreen as well. Now, when we put the Santa Fe in reverse, this is where those extra cameras kind of come into play, because you can see we have a top-down view here, and that uses all 4 cameras on the car. So that way, as we're backing up, we can make sure that we line ourselves up with the yellow lines and park like a genius. And then, of course, we've got the rear view camera as well, so you don't go bumping into things. But here's a cool little hack. When I put it back into drive, we now get the front camera. So there's the Jeep there, and there's the Jeep there. What that is fantastic for is when you're parking in a parking lot, or maybe you're pulling into the garage or something, you can get nice and close on the front bumper now too, and not bump anything in front of you. So that's a really, really great feature to have. I think that's such one of those super convenient features that I'm sure saves a lot of paint money for the drivers there. Push button start, and then we have dual zone climate control, so you can see driver and passenger can have their independent temperatures. We can crank it up to 80 so the parrots are happy and the jungle is happy over here, and then we can crank it down to 68, which is where I like to be, nice and cool. Or we can just go back and sync them so that way they match the driver's temperature. Now, speaking of, we have cooled seats and heated seats for the front seat. So air conditioning or heated seats for the front. That's driver and passenger. And then, of course, our heated steering wheel, which we were talking about before. Now, below all that, this is where we can put our phone. We have a wireless charger here. So you drop your phone in there. If it has wireless charging capabilities, it'll automatically start charging. If not, we've got the USB port, auxiliary port, another USB port, and a 12 volt. Don't know why, don't know who uses them.
but they're all there as well. And this is the port you want to use if you want to use your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. You plug it in there and it'll take care of that for you. Now looking down the center console, we've got a really nice shifter. It's nice and short too, it feels really good. Nothing big and tall like Hyundai used to do. And then we've got another couple of great convenience features here. My favorite one is auto hold. So auto hold, you can see it's an electronic parking brake. Auto hold, what that does is, let's say you're coming up and you're at a stoplight, right? And the stoplight feels like it's like 4 minutes longer. Oh my gosh. If you have auto hold on, once you come to a complete stop, you can take your foot off of the brake pedal. It will hold the Santa Fe there with the electronic parking brake. To release it, you just push the accelerator and it releases it automatically, instantly, and then you're on your way. Super, super convenient feature to have. I love it, especially in stop and go traffic as well. Works great for that. You can see we have drive mode here. When I push drive mode in the display, you can see it goes from sport, smart, comfort. Now, comfort is obviously going to give you not a jerky acceleration. It kind of tunes back that engine so that way you have a nice smooth drive. Then we have sport, which is obviously the complete opposite. It uses that turbo. It gives you all the 256 horse. And then smart. Smart's the most frequently asked question we get. What is smart mode? Well, smart mode, the computer just determines based off of how you're using that accelerator, what you want it to do. And it will automatically switch on the fly from sport back to comfort, depending on how you're driving. So obviously smart mode is the smartest way to use it. No pun intended. Automatic idle engine shut off. It will shut off the gas engine under the right circumstances to try to save you a little bit of fuel. The nice thing is you can turn that on or off. Some people really just don't like that. Downhill descent control, that's an old school tech feature that some people use, I guess. I don't know. And then view, that's for your cameras here. You can push that button and it'll pop up there without having to put it in reverse first. So that's kind of one of the neat features. Now, taking a look here, we'll just take a spin and get another view at the interior. Give you a nice little shot back here as well. Nice big panoramic sunroof. But before you go, and don't go yet, because if you're not asking for this, you're not buying the used car the right way. This is the Carfax here for the Hyundai Santa Fe Limited, and it's going to show us a lot of great information. First and foremost, no reported accidents. Obviously, that's peace of mind for you. But another thing that it shows us here is 18 service records. So that's fantastic information. Now, for some of our other vehicles that don't have service records, it just means that, it doesn't mean the service wasn't done. It just means that maybe the place they went to wasn't reporting. But you can see here, it's got the kilometers, it's got what was done, when the service was done, and it goes all the way from 11 all the way up to 47,000 kilometers, and we're only at 55.6 on the odometer. So obviously all the service records are here, and we've got 55.6, 65 on the odometer as well. So guys, if you're looking for this Santa Fe, maybe you're shopping from out of town, you're in Kingston, you're in Niagara, wherever you are, we can take care of this purchase for you right from the comfort of your own home. If you love it, obviously it's going to drive fantastic. We're going to do all the reconditioning to make sure that the cabin air filter is changed, the oil change is done, the tires, brakes, everything is perfect. Perfect used car is perfect because, it's not new. Anyway, I digress. There's two ways you can buy it. You can call us up. You can go online at claringtonkia.ca. You can actually do the whole purchase right from our website. Or if you want, you can visit us at Clarington Kia. We're right here in Bowmanville. Really easy to get from Toronto GTA. Hop off the 401 at Bowmanville Ave. Pretty hard to forget that. And you'll see the dealership right to your left. So we would love to see you here in person. Or if you want to buy it online, we're happy to do that as well at claringtonkia.ca. But either way, it's your experience your way here from your friends at Clarington Kia. You'll love our buying experience at the store or online. So we encourage you to do so because this is a fantastic Santa Fe for you and your family. So we look forward to serving you. Thank you very much, and congrats to whoever picks up this beautiful Santa Fe.